You're watching the Wise Channel. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Today we're going to continue with probability. Probability continued. Alright, you will see problems on your paper just like these problems. Suppose you have a bag containing 10 white marbles, 10 black marbles, 10 red marbles. Let's say, for example, you have in that bag, you shake them all up, you pick one out, you look at the color, and then you put it back. Shake them all up and pick out a second one, okay? What are all the possible outcomes? Does it make sense that you could pick a white and then a white, and then a black, a white, and then a red? You could pick a black, and then a white, a black, and then a black, a black, and then a red. You could pick a red, and then a white, a red, and then a black, a red, and then a red. Does it make sense that those are all of the possible outcomes of picking two marbles out of the bag? Okay. How many outcomes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's basically the answer to this part of the question. Okay. Over here, I'm going to have you organize the outcomes in this table. What is the probability of getting 0 black marbles? 0 black marbles. There's no black marbles here, 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 here. 4 out of 9, right? There's 9. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 possible outcomes. 4 of them you don't get a black marble, right? That would be 4 out of 9. On your calculator, when you do 4 divided by 9, you'll get 0.4444. Okay? What's the probability of exactly 1 black marble? Exactly 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 4 out of 9. 4 out of 9. Or if you do, once again, 4 divided by 9, you get 0.4444. Okay? Can you turn that off for a second, please? Okay. What's the probability of 2 black marbles? 1, right? Out of 9. 1 out of 9. If you do 1 out of 9 on your calculator, you get 0.1111. Okay? And that's how you fill out that table. Next question, find the probability of drawing no more than 1 black marble. No more than 1 black marble. What would be more than 1 black marble? 2 black marbles. So everything else is 1 or less. 0 would be no more than 1, right? So what would that be? This, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, not this, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're right, it is 8. 8 out of 9. Probability would be 8 out of 9, or 0.8888. Okay? The next question is, does it make sense or not make sense? Okay? The probability that Kata will win the race is 0.6. The probability that she will not win is 0.5. Does that make sense? Well, let's see. 0.6, that's 60%, right? 0.5, that's 50%. Is that possible to have 60% and 50%?
No.
No. This does not make sense.
So Brooke got the highest percentage of winning. Like,
Okay, can you let me explain it? This does not make sense.
Why?
Why? Because what do the probabilities have to add up to? 100%, or 1 if you're using a decimal, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to have you say probability is greater than 1. Does that make sense? Probability is greater than 1, or greater than 100%, right? So that one does not make sense. How about this one? The probability that Arthur will win is 0.7. The probability that he will not win is 0.3. Does that make sense? What's 0.7 plus 0.3?
10.
1. 1.0. 10, right?
Yep.
That one does make sense. So I'm just going to say makes sense. Okay? Probability that Darian will win is 0.4, will not win is 0.7. Doesn't make sense.
So if it's
Also,
less
I had to
than,
be the
doesn't
one
make
that's
sense.
not gonna win.
Oh, okay. Does not make sense.
Mr. West,
Yeah, I believe-
so if it's less than the other number, it does make sense. It doesn't make sense.
No, it has to, the two numbers have to add up to 1, or 100%.
Oh, all right.
If it doesn't add up to 1, it doesn't make sense. Does not make sense because probability
Somebody's on one thing.
is greater than 1.
Always like.
Okay? Probability that Brooke will win is 0.8, not win is 0.2. 0.8 plus 0.2 is 1 whole, right? 1.0. Makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Okay. You want to write that? Makes perfect sense. I'm good with that. Probability that Taiwan will win is 0.45, not win is 0.65. Be careful. That's trying to trick you there.
It doesn't make
Does
sense.
not make sense.
Because it don't agree.
Because it is more than 1, right?
Wait, so if it's less than one, it doesn't?
If it's less than 1, it doesn't make sense
So it
either.
has to be exactly one.
Has to be exactly 1. Probability is greater than 1. Okay? Over here, all right? Does it make sense or not make sense? The probability that 2 people randomly selected from a school, let's say Thomas Stone High School, the probability that the 2 people randomly selected from a school will have the same birthday, meaning the month and day, is higher than the probability that 2 people randomly selected from our class will have the same birth date, month, day, and year. Does that make sense? 2 people randomly selected from the entire building will have the same birth day, over 2 people randomly selected from our class will have the exact same birth date.
Makes sense.
Make sense? Okay? Makes sense. Why? Why does it make sense? Because larger population, the entire school, right? Larger population. Greater probability. Okay? And you need to write that for me. All right? You've been watching the Weiss channel. Da 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 da.